So at the start of last year, I woke up one day and I had this inkling desire to try doing a stand-up comedy show. Yes. And I was very nervous about that idea. It popped into my mind randomly one day after I watched Jimmy Carr, who is a British comedian. He's very good, by the way. If you've never watched him, you have the opportunity to go watch him. Highly recommend it. Probably the best live performance that I've ever watched. But after watching his show, I felt so inspired to try it myself. I guess I've always been a little bit of a performer. I've always liked stand-up comedy, Dave Chappelle, Louis C.K., Jimmy Carr. There's a few others. I've always looked up to these comedians. So I did what every man would do in this situation, which is procrastinate. I procrastinated it and I procrastinated, and then 6 months passed and that idea was still there. And that was when I knew that I had to do it. I had to do it because I knew that if I don't do it, I'm gonna lose so much respect for myself. And this is a guiding principle that I try my best to live by, and it hasn't always been like that. But I try to not let fear get in the way of me doing something I want to do. And it applies on every level and in every aspect of life. You know, that's like getting on YouTube, recording this video right now. There's always a bit of anxiety when I turn on the camera. Talking to that cute girl in the cafe. Or completely, cutting what you're doing and then starting something new. Be it business or restarting a life in a new country. But my philosophy and my mindset is more like, if that is the right decision, if my heart has concluded, of course you take your time to think about it. You don't want to rush into a wrong decision. But if you have thought about it, considered all relevant variables, and you've decided that this is the right decision, then you must honor your heart. You must honor your intention. Otherwise, one day I think your heart stops speaking to you. One day your heart's voice is drowned out by what everybody else wants. Society, your family, your girlfriend. And it'll get to a point where it's as if you're not connected with yourself. You don't know what you want anymore. So I have this quote in my mind: being authentic is hard. And I really believe that to be true. Because being authentic means me doing stand-up comedy just because I wanted to. Even if I'm not going to make a career out of it, or at least not right now, my mind was thinking, what's the point of that? What's the point of that? It was an authentic expression of my being. And if you say no to it every time your heart has an idea, then you're gonna be a shadow of what you could be. And ever since I started brutally following my authenticity, my heart, whatever you want to call it, there's alignment in your being. I think in terms of my energy, my confidence, fulfillment, happiness, it's just been the best it's ever been. But yeah, being authentic is difficult. Being authentic means doing the difficult thing as long as as long as your heart has chosen that to be the thing that you should do. It means not listening to what everybody else wants. Yeah, sure, maybe you take it into consideration. You always take that into consideration. But you know that you have to live in accordance with what your heart wants. Otherwise, if you're so busy taking care of what everybody else wants, who's going to take care of what you want? Being authentic means doing that stand-up comedy show when you don't want to, talking to that cute girl, even if it's a little bit scary because you're in a cafe and there's going to be people might hear you. It means saying hi to that business connection that you want to network with at a business conference, even if it's scary, or doing content because you want to do it, even if you're scared. So if you're a guy listening to this and you're not really sure what listening to your heart or being authentic means, I think it's a watered down advice, given by a lot of people that might not even embody this concept themselves. And I think, especially if your mind is not clear, being yourself or being authentic sounds so complicated. It's like, which version of myself? Is the fearful version of me still myself? Is the people pleasing side of me still myself? But once you can tap into your highest self and you can sort of remove all these layers of fear-based thinking or insecurity-based thinking, and you just get to your core. Like, what would you do if all your fears and insecurities didn't exist? What would you do then? What would your highest self do? Or what would the version of you that you're most proud of do? And once you just fully connect with that and you start living authentically from that alignment, actually life gets pretty simple.